What is up, guys? It is Tony here, and today we are doing another montage editing tutorial. It's been a while since I did my last one. I thought I'd continue on with them since a lot of people like that video. I got plenty of views on it. So today we're going to talk about something that personally I find annoying, and a lot of editors find this annoying. It's render settings. There's two parts of this issue. There's editors trying to find render settings that work for them, and there's players who are trying to render their clips and send them to their editor and tend to have complications while doing that. So today, I'm going to try to solve all those issues for you by explaining to you guys the best way to render clips and the best way for them to work. Because I know a lot of people out there definitely know what they're doing when it comes to rendering. But there is always a better way to render clips just to make sure that they work for everyone. Because I know plenty of people who say they know exactly what they're doing and they're still making common mistakes. So we're going to start off by, you got to import your clip. You know how to do that. Usually it's just import movies, import files, whatever it is. And then you just want to drag it into a project. Name the project after the clip appropriately. I named mine 5-Man Feed, because that's what this clip is. And what you basically want to do is you want to just, leave it as is. A lot of people will be tempted to go into video settings, pump up the saturation, because it does look better, as you can see. But you want to keep it as the original, especially players, because a big issue that I notice with players is they'll either change the color settings in the render, or they'll change the color settings on their recording software. And that's a major mistake, because when an editor is trying to record cinematics, he wants everything to look the same. He wants the color correction to be the same. You may find a video every once in a while, including mine, where the color correction will constantly just change because the clips are all rendered differently. You just want to render it plain how it is. It's called raw. So yeah, you just leave it raw. Simple as that. You don't have to do anything to the clip. Some people like to add transitions. So say they have multiple clips. Let's pretend this is another clip here. If you have multiple clips, right, some people will like to do a cross dissolve. So they, fade into each other. But then the editor is going to have to try to cut like here instead of a little bit later in the clip, because when he's editing, you're going to see this random ass fade. You don't want any transitions either. That's kind of another big mistake. And you can't have multiple clips in one render. That's fine. Just put them next to each other. No transitions, like I said. No fucking cubes or anything. I mean, because it just gets very complicated, especially for the editor. And you want to go to your export. Find the most advanced export you can do. On iMovie, it's QuickTime, but this will work for any other program you guys are using, including like Sony Vegas or Final Cut. Now, when it comes down to choosing a file type, I recommend using MPEG-4, MP4, or QuickTime Movie, which is MOV, right? So most programs will only allow you to use MP4. It's very rare to see MOV. It's very rare to see a lot of the Apple formats, but MP4 is the most universally recognized format. And I recommend you either use that or QuickTime. I use QuickTime since it's available to me, and it is a higher quality overall. Then you want to go into your advanced options, and you're going to have video, sound, and other options, which don't really matter. These are the only two ones that really matter. Start off with video and settings. You want to, for compression, always go to H.264. H.264 is the best compression out there. Pioneered by Apple. It's a really good compression. Even Windows users use this compression for AVI formats, but it's just very high quality. There's also MPEG-4 compression, but H.264 is pretty much the best. There's also Apple compressions, but most people don't use those because you don't get them on Windows computers. Just go with H.264. It's simple as that. As far as frame rate, a big issue with a lot of editors and players is that they'll render out their clips in like 30 FPS, 29 FPS. They'll limit the frame rate. If you limit the frame rate, it makes it difficult for an editor to do Twixtor. So you want to try to keep it at either 60, 59, or current. That's kind of the best way to do it. Just leave it at what it is. Don't even change it. Frame reordering is just to smoothen the clip. You can do that if it's there. Keyframes, they really don't matter. It's not that big of a deal. And quality, you want to have it at high. That's a definite. You want to have it at high. Best quality multi-pass is the best way to do it. Don't try to make it faster. I mean, it's going to take time. Just, hit render, walk away from your computer, get some sun, whatever you need to do. But yeah, don't try to make things go quicker because they're going to look worse. I mean, it takes time to create perfection, I guess, in a way. In terms of, like video adjustments, you shouldn't really do any video adjustments, but Sharpening the clip makes it less blurry because when you render, you tend to smoothen out the pixels on the screen. So sharpening it by 1 is always good because it just makes the clip, or overall, just a little bit sharper, and it doesn't change it too much. I mean, you don't really need to go higher than that. Some people do 3 or 4 to make it look really high quality, but honestly, there's no point. So do that. And size, I mean, 720p will do it. That's all you gotta do. But if you want to go to 1080p, that's your choice. I mean, some editors do prefer 1080p, but personally, I'm okay with 720p. Then deinterlacing video, that's the most important thing here, above all. I mean, I'd rather have deinterlaced, 360p video than have HD video that has lines going through it and has artifacts and a lot of weird shit going on. Deinterlacing is very important. Just remember that. If you ever see anything to deinterlace, make sure you do it. It's very, very, very important. Sound doesn't really matter, just leave it as is. It is important, but usually you don't need to increase the quality of sound that much because it already isn't that good to start with. And it's not that important to most editors. Most editors just add in gun sounds and other effects and stuff like that, so it doesn't matter. Plus you got music blaring in the background. Hit OK on that, and then save it to your desktop. Simple as that. I thought I'd bring back this movie montage editing tutorial series because a lot of people liked it in the first place. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more of these, comment below and like the video, and check out my channel if you haven't seen my channel before. That's pretty much it. I am Tony, and I'll see you guys next time.